more popular looming mystery surrounding the Boruto franchise is the various differences between the anime and the manga. It all started when the JOUGAN was introduced into the anime. Even though the JOUGAN was present in the anime while nowhere to be found in the manga, we really didn't have any doubts that we would soon see it. It wasn't until when Borushiki first appeared during the Boro fight where we seen that eye that was shown at the beginning of the manga was just Momoshiki's eye. Or maybe everybody thinks. This then became the moment where everyone started to have doubts that we would even see the JOUGAN in the manga. And then there would be other events that would happen in the anime that ceased to exist in the manga. Like Boruto just casually learning one of the most broken forms of the Rasengan that I have ever seen. And him forging a temporary contract with the Garaga. And even going as far as to help Garaga develop his trust in humans. I'm pretty sure this was during the arc where MITSUKI pulled a Sasuke and left the village, but not for the reasons you think. He just wanted to discover more about himself, since he is an artificial human. But come on man, Boruto and Garaga was perfect. Garaga even had a scar in his right eye like Boruto did later on. I guess you could have called this a bit of foreshadowing or whatnot, but the point still stands that there were some really good moments in the anime that weren't in the manga. Moments that could do nothing but enhance the story. All of the things I just mentioned is considered anime canon, meaning it's not canon, but it's not particularly filler. So unlike filler, anything considered anime canon has the potential to return to the anime down the road and play a minor or significant role in the manga adaptation. So they're officially part of the official timeline despite not being in the manga. This is the main reason why many people believe the Boruto manga may have a different ending than the anime. Well, I don't want to say different ending entirely, but different occurring events to get to the same ending. I watched the entirety of the Boruto anime, so I know mostly everything that is considered anime canon. And almost all of the anime canon arcs included the JOUGAN in it, as well as some characters like Gaara's adopted son Shinki, or Iwabe, and Denki, right? Yeah, that's his name. Although I don't see any of them playing a major part in the story, I mean, Shinki's dope as hell, so he can get a really cool moment, especially in Two Blue Vortex. But other than that, anime canon characters are usually nothing crazy. It's almost a bad idea to give an anime character a big role in the story, because then you're gonna have to include them in the actual manga adaptation. The good part is they're the easiest type of characters to kill off without altering the story, because they weren't even supposed to be there in the first place. You know what I mean? Did I mention that the Squid Games thing that they did in Boruto is considered anime canon? I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Sometimes they be disguising filler as anime canon, because there's no way that's significant to the story. And I don't see any characters from that arc reappearing later down the road, so. I mean, a lot of anime have anime canon nowadays. Because honestly, I mean, that's a new thing for me too. That wasn't a thing back in the day. You know, Naruto doesn't have anime canon. Except that one episode which they say is anime canon, episode 28 of Naruto Shippuden, but besides that, there's no anime canon in Naruto. But Boruto has quite a lot of it. Around 140 episodes of Boruto is considered anime canon, while there being 293 episodes of the anime out at the making of this video. That means about 47% of the anime is anime canon. That's almost half, bro. Like, so what makes you think we won't see any of this in Two Blue Vortex? Since the manga is monthly, I can kind of see why they have a lot of anime canon, because you have a monthly manga and a weekly anime. So that just causes for a lot of filler. But it's not called filler, it's called anime canon. So what they did is took advantage of the situation by making most of the what you would call filler and turning it into anime canon. You can make entire arcs worth of anime canon content. But wait, this isn't a bad idea at all. And let me explain why. Not only would we likely see a Two Blue Vortex anime adaptation earlier than expected, but Boruto could potentially have even more abilities, making him even more overpowered in the anime. And having anime canon content all loaded up from part 1, you can dive back into it in Two Blue Vortex, giving some time for the manga to get ahead of the anime. I mean, I literally just described filler, didn't I? Like, the literal definition of filler, I just described it and just threw anime canon on. You see how sick this is? But in Boruto's case, it does make sense. I'm mostly confident we see abilities like the compressed Rasengan return to the story, because we seen Boruto use it in the fight versus Ishiki. The only problem is, similar to the Rasen Shuriken, it does massive damage to the user's body, rendering the ability almost useless. Unless, like Naruto, Boruto overcomes this by developing a much more durable body by learning Shinjutsu. Yeah, it's all set up pretty well. Let's say Boruto does learn Sage Mode, this could help him exponentially in controlling this ability better, so he can use this Rasengan whenever he wants, easily. Now look, you already gave Boruto a new Rasengan, unless you count that green wind style Rasengan that Boruto used like once. It was no point of him ever learning that. Well, you get the point. Now look, you already gave Boruto a new Rasengan. Then if Garaga and Boruto somehow reunite down the line, then he has a new summoning companion. I do feel like summonings have kind of fell off since the new 3-way deadlock in the war arc. Well, when I say fell off, I mean in the aspect of being used in battle. They can still be used for tactical means such as Sasuke's Hawk and Kashin Koji's Frogs. So Boruto having a summoning like this would be something we should all look forward to. And I expect us to see Garaga again sometime in the future. The anime already set it up by having Garaga trust Boruto, but at the time it was just way too early for Boruto to have access to this ability. But it's a much different story in the time skip. He's ready, my boy is ready. So not only does Boruto have a summoning companion and a whole new Rasengan, well, 2 new Rasengans, but he has a whole dojutsu ability that is more or less heavily linked to the OTSUTSUKI. You almost have to have Boruto learn about this ability and master it sometime down the road in Two Blue Vortex. Look, you already introduced it, you built it up, and shown off some of its innate abilities. A character having a dojutsu can completely change their fighting style and way of thinking. So if it's not in the manga, you most likely won't see it in the anime. No other anime would take that risk. A lot of battles could go very differently just from the fact that Boruto has the JOUGAN in the anime, but not in the manga. Okay, for a second, let's imagine Sasuke has the Rinnegan in the manga, but for some odd reason, he doesn't have it in the anime. Every time he does a technique that requires the Rinnegan, you would sort of have to work around that or find another way to get the same result as the manga. Alright, maybe that wasn't the best analogy I could have used, but you get my point. It's not a bad thing per se. You can honestly make things a lot easier by giving Boruto the JOUGAN, even though a fight or sequence of events would most likely be different in the manga than how it was done in the anime. It would still end in the same result. This is partly why the JOUGAN was never shown to give Boruto an unfair advantage in a fight. It has definitely assisted him in a fight and made things easier. But in comparison to the Rinnegan or Sharingan, where the eyes could literally manifest physical abilities such as the Amaterasu or Chibaku Tensei, the JOUGAN was only shown to give the user ocular enhancements and a way to transverse through dimensions. So let's say instead of Boruto using Flying Raijin to tail code to the Ten Tails dimension, he uses the JOUGAN to create like a portal. It's a minor difference than the manga, but it still ends in the same result without impacting the story in a major way. Not taking away his ability to perform the Flying Raijin completely, because I do know that ability has become a fan favorite in the community, but it just gives Boruto access to more ways he can make his job easier. He would still use the Flying Raijin technique to escape from Mitsuki's snakes, and since the JOUGAN has the ability to sense negative emotions, this could be a way for Boruto to even realize that Mitsuki is coming after him. So you see, it still keeps the same structure of the manga, but just has a different way of getting there. So you can see, like in the anime, Boruto tried to destroy one of Ishiki's cubes with the high compression Rasengan before it could crush Sasuke. But it didn't work, did it? He didn't destroy the cube because of the Rasengan. Ishiki just stopped the cube himself because he didn't want to unalive Boruto. And in the manga, he was gonna stab both through Boruto and Sasuke, but stopped for the same reason. So overall, the Two Blue Vortex anime having a different ending than the manga shouldn't be a real concern. especially if they know what they're doing and don't write themselves into a hole. Not saying it couldn't happen, because it very much could, but I just think they'll make Boruto even more cooler in the anime without changing anything unnecessary that would change the trajectory of the overall story. I really see it as a way for the people who already read the manga to have a reason to watch the anime and not expect a complete retell of the manga, but maybe something a little different to look forward to, like a new ability, or maybe new characters that maybe do or do not matter, or maybe a new anime original arc. Me personally, I always wanted an arc where Sarada dives deep into the Uchiha's dark past, learning about her father, Madara Uchiha, her uncle's sacrifice, maybe Obito, and possibly the fated battle between brothers. For crying out loud, she's a part of one of the most esteemed clans ever resided in the Hidden Leaf Village. You had her learn that her and Sasuke were the only remaining Uchiha still alive, and now it's time for her to find out exactly why that is. And it's entertaining, instead of creating a knockoff Squid Games that nobody cares about. It will not be missed at all, which I still to this day think they just lied. That's filler, bro. They lied and said that's anime canon. There's no way you're convincing me that's not filler. Even though they did introduce a new Kara Outer member. I forgot her name. What was her name? But yeah, other than that, you can make something you can use later on, or something a character can hope to develop from. In fact, I did go way deeper into this in a past video I made like 4 months ago. So if you want to hear me ramble more on that subject, then click the video on the top right. But for now, that's where I'm gonna leave it off at. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope I cleared up some things about the JOUGAN, whether we might see a different ending because of the JOUGAN and whatnot. Because honestly, it was confusing for me at first, I can't lie. But anyway, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like, because it does help the video reach a wider audience and helps the channel grow as a whole. Subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss any videos like this in the future and know when I go live for chapter leaks. And comment down below your thoughts on the subject at hand. And until my next video, I'm out. Peace.